The canned soup giant Campbell's conducted a survey asking Americans what they prefer to eat on Thanksgiving. 40% of Americans prefer to hold the turkey and get stuffed on sides. So here to give us recipes for two delicious side dishes is Ashton Keefe, a culinary stylist and chef in our Kitchen Saver kitchen. So welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So I have to agree with that survey, right? Like skip the turkey, just give me more sides, right? You're kind of the same, you're saying?
We were just chatting. I am not a turkey lady. I mean, you have a piece and it's obligatory, but it's really about the sides.
All about the sides. So you have two sides for us that are really easy to make.
So I did one pan sides.
Perfect.
So you're making everything in one pan and then you're serving everything in one pan. And both of these can be made in advance as well, because I'm not usually the host, weirdly enough. And so I'm coming someplace with something, and I love that you can just serve it. These are the Staub 4-quart croquettes. They're amazing. But everything's oven to table, table to stove, all that. And so these are two really great sides.
Okay, which one should we start with?
Okay, so let's start with stuffing. Everybody loves stuffing. I think it's a great canvas for whatever you have on hand too. So I really encourage people to use what they have. We've got sausage in here. I'm not for that vegetarian stuffing. It needs to have a little bit of meat and fat to it. So we've got spicy sausage in here, about a pound, and then I'm doing, instead of your traditional like mirepoix of onion, celery, garlic, carrot, I'm gonna do onions and mushrooms. I think mushrooms add like a nice warmth in the winter. So I'm just gonna kind of mix this up and then add a little bit of salt to this. You'll let this kind of cook down. Garlic, sage, thyme, all of those very aromatic kind of Thanksgiving flavors.
Well, it smells good.
I know, right? And then I'm using a sourdough boule over here. So you can see I've torn it apart. I didn't cube this. I like the organic, kind of like big torn pieces. And you can just kind of throw that in here too if you want. These can go,
you want me to help you?
Oh my gosh, just like kind of throw some pieces in here.
And sourdough is really having a moment.
Sourdough is having a moment.
It's like all over Instagram about how healthy it is.
People talk about how it's actually for gluten intolerant people, not gluten, completely, maybe gluten sensitive people. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a dietitian. But it's a little easier on your stomach because the gluten has kind of broken down a little bit. And then I add my stock, and you'll see, mix this all together. I've got some parsley, some eggs. That'll all go in here, and then I just bake this entire thing for about 45 minutes. And then you can see I took it out just like this, and then I top it with a little bit more parsley, and that is our stuffing. And I like the deep dishness to it because you're gonna get the nice like crispiness on the side, and then it's gonna be nice and gooey on the inside, so everybody kind of wins.
Yeah, I would just eat that. Like it has bread in it. That's just like, I would eat that for Thanksgiving and hold the turkey.
It's a
especially because that has meat in it.
It has meat in it. You can definitely do that. You can do that with like a salad. You can also make this for like, kids love this. You can specialize it for however you want.
It doesn't have to be just Thanksgiving,
no,
right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, what else you got for us?
Okay, so I love this soup, and this is kind of just like a technique soup. So you can use any vegetable that you have, but it's 3 ingredients, which is just kind of wild to me anyway. But I've got an onion in here that I've sauteed up a little bit. I'm gonna season it with salt, and then I'm gonna add, I'm using butternut squash because butternut squash is very obviously fitting for right now, but you could use, you could use carrots, parsnips, what else could you use? Pumpkin, whatever you have, and you just add the cubed vegetable, give it a nice little stir, and then I'm gonna add water to this. So that's kind of like the crazy thing to this. I'm gonna add water to this just so it covers the vegetables. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this up to a boil, strong simmer, and let this kind of marinate and cook, and then when the squash is tender, what we're gonna do is blitz it up with our immersion blender. You could also put this in any kind of blender that you had or a food processor, and it gets really smooth and creamy. And then you obviously have to season it. You can put any kind of like cinnamon or paprika or turmeric or whatever you wanted. And then I'm just doing a little bit of sage and pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds, right on top. But you can use stock. You can use chicken stock, vegetable stock, but it's a really healthy 3-ingredient soup, and it's a great way to start a meal too.
That is a great way to start a meal. So if you were bringing this, you would just bring it in the pot already kind of mixed. You wouldn't do it.
Absolutely. And you could also do it like this as well. I would probably do a chicken stock if you were doing it that way, but I blitz it up and then I just cover it and I walk over,
Yeah.
drive over, do whatever you need, and then that is ready to be served.
Yeah. Now, do you have a favorite? Like, what do you usually bring to someone's home? You said you don't host, so what do you like to bring on Thanksgiving?
Well, we were joking that my favorite are the sides and pies, but pies were a little difficult to do in this amount of time. But yeah, I like the desserts, the things that kind of bookend the meal, the sandwich pieces to it, and wine. You have to have wine too.
Right,
I don't have any of that for us, but
I love a pie. What's your favorite pie to bring?
Oh, pecan.
Pecan.
Always.
Okay.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I love these because, like you said, one pot meals, one pot side dishes, so easy. So thanks for sharing this with us.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you back. All right, well, you can get more kitchen inspo and recipes by heading to ashtonkeefe.com.